Today's topic, fighting mediocrity. Hi, I'm Doug Holt, author of Your Own Story, and this is your Daily Growth Hack, where each day we give you a tip, trick, or insight to help you up-level what we call the 5 to thrive. There's your mind, your body, your soul, your relationships, and your business. So in a conversation I had with a friend of mine, we were talking about goals and how people actually strive for goals and New Year's resolutions. Now, oftentimes, if you look at the statistics, New Year's resolutions just don't play out. And why is that? It's because a lot of us just settle. We set these goals on an arbitrary timeline, and then we just settle for mediocrity, right? We settle for what was or the easy path. Now, where in your life do you find mediocrity? When I go back through my journal and I look at my goals, and I set goals on a daily, weekly, quarterly, yearly, and then multi-year basis. So I'm looking at these of things that I want to achieve, and then I'm looking at how do I break these down. But when I was going back through my goals, or actually back through my journal and looking at some of the goals that I had and wondering why I didn't actually achieve some of these, and I was looking at it, and I had the knowledge, I had the tactics, I had the resources, I had the resourcefulness to achieve all of the goals that I set for myself. But why wasn't I achieving those particular goals? And the truth is, for me anyway, I was settling. I was being mediocre in several categories for myself, several categories in my life. And that's just not good enough. And when I look at that, I look at my journal and my life, and I think about the clients that I coach and how I'm helping them work through whatever things are coming up for them. And you got to understand, most of my clients are multimillionaires. And so, most people look at them as these huge successes, but to themselves, they're looking to get better. And that's really what the key is, right? You always want to be better than you are now in comparison. So, and what I mean by that is, you don't want to compare yourself to somebody that's not achieving goals that you want. And maybe you hit your goals and you have to celebrate. I highly recommend celebrating and really taking in all that you've achieved. But at the same time, I want you to look forward to where you want to be, where you really want to allow yourself to step into. And oftentimes when you look at that, and if you're being honest with yourself and you look at your 5 to thrive, where in your 5 to thrive are you being mediocre? Where are you just getting by? Is it in your business? Are you a business owner and you're just, I'm sailing, I'm making enough money, not a big deal, I'm traveling, I'm doing the things that I want to do. Is that okay? Is that truly okay? Or could you actually amp up your business so you could actually use the additional revenue that you're bringing in for philanthropy so you can give back to the world, to provide jobs? Or maybe it's in your relationships. Maybe you're just coasting by. Maybe you're doing those little things in your relationships that are just good enough. You reach out to a friend once a month or so to check in with them, or maybe it's in a love relationship you're in, a boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, spouse relationship, whatever it may be, and you're just getting by. You're just really kind of doing the bare minimum. Maybe you're stepping up above the bare minimum. But for you in particular, as an author of your own story, that's mediocre. That's not great. And do you really want to live a life just in mediocrity? I know I don't. And my guess is if you're taking time to watch me right now or listen to this at this moment, you are not one that wants to settle for mediocrity. And I applaud you for that, right? So what I want you to do is grab your journal, write down your 5 to thrive, your mind, your body, your soul, your relationships, and your business. And then I want you to be honest with yourself and really look at the truth in those areas. And where are you being mediocre? I know I can look down my 5 to thrive and in all areas, all 5 areas, I can find places where I'm allowing myself to play small. I'm allowing myself to be mediocre. Now, my guess is maybe consider the possibility that you might be doing this too. And so this is where we get to be honest with ourselves, right? And honest with each other, you and me right here, right now. Where are we versus where we want to be, and how do we bridge that gap between the two, right? So, for example, let's just talk about business. So maybe your gross sales are really big, but your net isn't as much as you want to, and you've just kind of been coasting home. Your take home is, it's decent, but maybe it's nothing that really is providing your family with the security that they really want. Maybe it's your child's education fund. Maybe that's not fulfilled, or your retirement package. Whatever it is for you. What I want you to do is write that down. Just be honest with yourself. Just be really honest. Are you doing all you can do with the capacity that you have, that you've been given? So if you can't and you're not, and you want to improve, right? You have to want to bridge that gap. Now, if you want to bridge that gap, what is the gap between where you are today and where you want to be. What is that little void in the middle? And I want you to write that down as well. What is it that's actually doing for you? So in your body might be an example. Maybe you're, one of most of the people that are out there in the world, not alone the United States, that you want to lose weight. You want to lose body fat really is what you want, or you want to increase lean body mass, which is muscle, right? So what is actually stopping you? Are you doing daily exercises, right? Are you supplementing an already healthy diet? Or are you getting caught in that storm that we all have been caught up in? Is the new diet fad coming out? Are you ketogenic? Are you paleo? Are you low carb, high carb? Where are you with that? Are you getting caught up in the minutia? What is the gap that is stopping you? And then bridge that gap. This is what allows us to become the authors of our own story, because we can write into our own dreams, right? Every day you have the chance, the possibility, the opportunity to write a new story for yourself, to rewrite yourself as the hero of your own adventure, right? It doesn't have to be, you don't have to live in a construct of somebody else. You don't have to live in my construct or anybody else's. You have the opportunity to live life on your terms the way that you want to, and that's what I want for you. If you haven't already and you have interest in having conversations that matter, conversations that take this to a much deeper level, that allow you to accelerate your growth, go over to the Author of Your Own Story University page and get on that waitlist. There's no commitment there. I just want to make sure that if you're on the waitlist, you have a chance to get in. I know several people were never able to get in, and I want to make sure you have that opportunity. It would be just a shame that 2018 rolls by like 2017 just did, or is about to, I guess, and then you haven't hit your goals. You haven't actually been able to live into the life that you deserve. I want that for you, and that's why we created the university. I want you to have that opportunity. That's why I'm so passionate about it. But of course, what I really, really want you to do is please just go out and inspire someone by being yourself, being the author of your own story. You'll never really know how many people you actually inspire. I hear letters from all of you, not all of you, but many of you out there that are messaging me on social media, that are sending me messages via email or writing into Author of Your Own Story to tell me about your adventure, or tell me about how you actually stepped out of your fear, stepped out of your comfort zone and stepped into your own life, and how that's inspired people around you more than you ever thought was possible. And that is what I want for you. That's so compelling, and that's a life worth living, and a life worth living into. That's it for me today. I will see you tomorrow. Have a great day. Go out and be the author of your own story. I hope you enjoyed today's Daily Growth Hacks. Please put your comments right down below, and remember to click subscribe. This way we can ensure that we're delivering these daily growth hacks right to you each and every day. On behalf of the whole team here, remember, go out and be the author of your own story.